the Danites. Now, when I say that name, most of you might not get too excited, but what if I said this name? Samson. Now, if you grew up like me, you would adore Samson as the hero. He's big and strong, he's got that long hair. But you know, Samson's not much of a hero. If you read Judges 12 through 16, you'll find out that Samson continually makes his own rules and constantly breaks God's rules. But God uses him anyway. You see, the Danites lived on the west coast. To the east, they had the tribe of Benjamin. To the east, that was the Jordan River. The Danites did not have any constant source of water, and so what they would do, they would build streams and trenches to divert the water from the rainy seasons. And the rainy seasons, they were only about a couple of months. So what they would have to do is put those streams and those trenches into a big cave. And that's what they would store their water in, a cistern. And these cisterns, see, they are deep and they are wide, but the water, it's kind of nasty. It tastes like chalk. It tastes like clay. But this is all the Danites had, and they needed it to survive, because water is essential for survival. Jeremiah 2:13 says, "For my people have committed two evils. They have forsaken me, the fountain of living waters, and hewed out cisterns for themselves, broken cisterns that can hold no water." See, there are three types of water. You see, the first water, that's the fresh water. It's the streams. It's the bubbly water that is known as living water. The second water is groundwater. That's the water that would come from a well. And the third water, it's the worst water of all. That's the runoff water. And that's the water that would be stored in a cistern. And this is your life if you forsake God. If you're like Samson and you make your own rules, you're a broken cistern. You can't hold water, and the water you have, it's slowly slipping away. You know, how many of us today, we believe that there's a God and he reigns above all, but sometimes we think that we know better than him, that in this certain area we're smarter. What if we're like Samson and we live our life according to our own strengths? You see, when you do things that way, you start feeling like a broken cistern. The water that you have, it's slowly slipping away. It's just a little tiny bit, and it tastes nasty. And even through all of this, Jesus is saying, "Come to me, for I am the living water." In John chapter 7, verse 37, it says, "If anyone thirsts, let him come to me and drink." You were not made to be a broken cistern. Going through life with this bad taste in your mouth, let's stop living like Samson and relying on our own strengths. Let's turn to God and say, "God, this time, let's do it your way, because I need living water."